What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Tonight I'm here to talk about another one from Shout Factory. This is number 45 in the Shout Select line, and it is Dr. Detroit. So in this movie, there's a pimp named Smooth Walker, and he is in a lot of trouble, even though he is, a smooth walker and a fast talker and all that kind of stuff. He's in some trouble because he's gotten on the wrong side of crime boss Mom, and has gotten in kind of deep into debt and just kind of completely, really ticked her off. So she's coming around to, get some payback. And he's like, hey, you don't want the pimp Smooth Walker. You want the pimp Dr. Detroit. He's the new guy in town. He's causing all these problems. He's the one who, you need to find, not me. So that buys him a little bit of time because she believes him. But unfortunately, there is no Dr. Detroit, and he needs to find a patsy to play that role, or else he's going to be in serious trouble. So he's got to figure out what to do. He finds an uptight professor played by Dan Aykroyd, who is kind of naive and an expert on a lot of different things. Once he falls in with the the women of Smooth Walker, he kind of starts to fall for them and starts to fall into this character, and that's pretty much the movie. Is Dan Aykroyd's character kind of slowly turning into Dr. Detroit. This movie is just complete ridiculousness. It's it's not to be taken seriously at all. I've read some really funny, ironic reviews where they went into really deep meaning on the movie, but it was complete bullshit. This is just a really cheesy, over-the-top, zany movie that has a really goofy sense of humor that some people are going to connect with and just absolutely love, and other people are going to just be like, think it's the dumbest, most unfunny thing ever. I feel like with most comedies, there's kind of a middle ground of, you're going to find some of it funny and some of it you're not, and then, but you're probably not going to, just either be completely gaga over it or just hate it. I think in the case of Dr. Detroit, you're not going to find a lot of middle ground. People are either just going to really connect with it and appreciate it, or they're going to think it's just one of the worst things they've ever seen. I actually think it's kind of funny just because it's so ridiculous. Dan Aykroyd is fantastic here. This is one of his first lead performances. He really goes for broke and just embraces the wildness of the character, especially once he starts to take on the persona of Dr. Detroit. The scene in the junkyard is absolutely just bonkers. It's so much fun. That's got a lot of memorable dialogue, just goofy silliness. And that's pretty much it. If you like just zany stuff, I think you'll like Dr. Detroit. It's got that really weird, goofy 80s vibe to it, and I just think from the cover art whether you're gonna honestly do. I honestly think if you like the way that cover art looks, you're probably gonna like the movie, and if you don't, you're probably not. So in this case, I think you can judge a Blu-ray by its cover. But I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not something I would watch all the time, but it's definitely fun to revisit every once in a while, and it's one that I would definitely like to share with other people that haven't seen it, because it is a really interesting movie just to gauge people's reactions to it. The Blu-ray is from Shout Factory. Like I said, it's part of their Shout Select line. The transfer is okay. It's nothing special. I was kind of underwhelmed by it. It's just kind of there. I don't know what the deal is, whether it was a new scan or not, but it's just kind of underwhelming. It looks solid, and I don't think a lot of people are going to complain about it, but at the same time, it just wasn't pop off the screen like some of the other, movies do when they get a new 2K or 4K scan. So this might have been old materials, or just kind of maybe the existing materials just weren't that, didn't have that much potential to look much better. But anyway, it's just kind of a middle-of-the-road transfer, but that's fine. I mean, it's an improvement over any version that I've ever seen for sure. So, it might not look fantastic, but it looks better, than it did. It's got an audio commentary track with the director. It's got an interview with the director. It's got a bunch of audio interviews and promotional materials, photo gallery, theatrical trailers, TV spots, radio spots. So it's a pretty good disc. It's hard for me to really complain too much about it because I don't know what the story is behind the transfer. I don't know whether there was a new scan or whether there was a problem with the elements or what. It's not a problematic transfer by any means. It's just not a really great looking one where you can be like, wow, this is not the kind of stuff you'd see from Vinegar Syndrome, where it's just like, wow, how does this movie look this good? It looks good, but it's nothing spectacular. So it is what it is. Anyway, I think it's a really good disc. I think overall it's a really solid treatment. If you like the movie, this is definitely the version you'll want to get. Again, I'm sure some people will hate this movie, but I just think it's really goofy fun just to kind of, enjoy the wackiness of it. That's my review of Dr. Detroit. You can read a full write-up at markfusion.com. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch at markfusion. You also can follow me on Letterboxd at markfusion, see what I've been watching, my diary, everything there, what might be coming up here soon. You can find out. The best way to help me out, though, is just hit that sub button. It's a free, easy, direct way to support me, help me to keep making these videos, keep me from going completely insane like I'm right on the brink of right now. Watching old videos also a huge way to help me out. There's a lot of Shout Factory, Shout Select, and Scream Factory reviews in my playlist, as well as tons of other cult movies in there that if you're a fan of Dr. Detroit, I'm sure you can find some stuff to watch. So just know that if you are watching those, I do sincerely appreciate it. It's a huge help to me. Thank you so much for watching this review of Dr. Detroit. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.